William Malin here for GetMoreSports.com, and it was a showdown in the ACC last night between North Carolina and Jim Laranaga's Miami Hurricanes, and the Hurricanes come out on top. Now, this was a key game for both teams. I mean, both were nipping at the heels of North Carolina in the ACC standings, obviously with a big chance to make a move up, separate themselves from the rest of the pack at least a little bit, and put themselves in a position to challenge with the Tar Heels coming down the stretch here. The Tar Heels still have a date with Duke on the road. You can expect maybe they get swept by Duke. That's another loss that North Carolina accrues that a team can kind of keep pace with. And, of course, with Miami, this was an impressive win, not just because Miami continues to rise up in people's opinions. I remember back at the beginning of the season, I picked them actually to win the ACC. Of course, that night they went out and lost to Northeastern, but they've, of course, recovered from that. Many teams in the country have perplexing early season losses this season. Miami's not alone in that regard. But the way they've rallied here in the ACC has been impressive. This is not one of the most talented groups that Laranaga has had in Miami, without a doubt. I think the improved play of Jaquan Newton has gone a really long way to settle down this guard play. Obviously, when you take McClellan out, when you take Rodriguez out, there's a drop-off at times. There's a drop-off last year, certainly. But Newton's improvement has really helped in that regard. But really, when you talk about Miami and why this one was so impressive, it was because they held off a monumental effort from Malcolm Brogdon. He puts up 28 points for the Virginia Cavaliers, and Miami played Virginia's game. This was not an up-tempo game. This was a close, low-possession, low-scoring game where Miami was able to keep up. They were able to execute enough, and they were able to get stops late in the game. That is absolutely vital for this team going forward to March, because they will get in those games, especially if they want to make a run to the Final Four. And this looks like a team that has as good of a chance as anyone to get there, or maybe even further.